Why, hello everyone, Spencer here, also known as Screen Speak, and in today's video, this is my top 10 movies midway through 2026. So without further ado, let's rank. Alright guys, I'm super hyped today. Dude, I took like a 2-hour nap today. I was really exhausted. I didn't go out this morning. Today's Sunday, and I was exhausted. I saw Supergirl Friday night. Work this week. I'm doing this internship, and I have to wake up early. So, this weekend I did something with I did an activity with my mom yesterday. I'm actually feeling great right now. It's 4:19 right now as I'm making this recording. But let's get things off here. I've had a blast seeing movies this year. Summer movies is in full swing. Midway, we're almost to July 1st. The X-Men 97 starts this July, and the new Rick and Morty is going to continue this July. Rick and Morty spinoff, President Curtis this July. Stuart Films to Save the Universe this July, and many more summer movies. So this list, let's kick things off with this was a tough one to do at number 10 here. But They Will Kill You. Now, I was trying to watch the movie Girls Like Girls, but I didn't have the chance to. Hopefully that will be on my honorable mentions list at the end of the year here. And then I was also wondering if there's another movie I was like, oh, should I have that? I was going to have the drama on this list, but I like They Will Kill You because this was the version of Ready or Not that I really enjoyed. Like, Ready or Not 2 came out, I think, a week before this film did. And what They Will Kill You is, first of all, there's Draco Malfoy in here. Zazie Beetz is the lead. And by the end of it, this boarhead, the third act is just this boarhead, a demon of a boarhead on another person. And I'm like, what is going on? And just killing everybody. The name of the movie is pretty self-explanatory. There's killing going on, and basically think of Ready or Not, but the people come back to life. So it's more or less essentially not hide and seek. These family members are coming to kill Zazie Beetz when she's staying at this Airbnb, and it's crazy. It's crazy. It's just the kills are gnarly, and then the people come back to life. So you think Draco Malfoy's character's dead, and then I'm like, oh, well, it's not. And man, this movie was nuts. I've actually got the poster. You saw the poster, and I'm looking at it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd, and it's just nuts. And I'm sorry, seeing Zazie Beetz in an underwear also gets a high praise. So I don't know about you, but that's something. The one person I watch here on YouTube and I follow on Letterboxd, Cody Leach, he gave this movie 4.5 out of 5 stars. So I generally think this is one to watch. If you like Evil Dead, like if you like the Sam Raimi Evil Dead like kills and like creativeness of it, and then like plus Ready or Not, like this is what I want Ready or Not 2 to be, because Ready or Not 2 was just kind of like the same as the first, and I was like, oh cool, more Ready or Not, but disappointing. That's I think actually probably going to be one of my disappointments of this year, but They Will Kill You ends up at number 10. Let's move onwards to number 9, and this is a shocking one, Backrooms. I am so happy for independent film this year. I talked about when I made my Amazing Digital Circus review, full series review, and the fact that they put the 8th and the final episode together into theaters, which, great for them. I think Gooseworks did a fantastic job at animating that, making that little theater thing. But people were mad that it was like, oh, it's not a true movie. Or if they hadn't seen the other episodes, they were like, this isn't a movie. Right, because it's not. So, that's that. But I'm happy for them. I'm happy for another movie on this list that I will mention. You probably already know what it is. A couple horror movies, indie horror films. This is no exception. Kane Parsons, at 20 years old, making this film, his directorial film debut, as well as him coming out 4 years after being 16, putting out these YouTube shorts, is incredible. This is like very Severance vibes, and I loved it. I mean, I love Severance. It's one of my top 10 shows, and this movie Yes, they don't have like the scribble drawings. Did you want that? Are you mad that they didn't? Okay, I'm sorry. Um, but it's really good. No, I like the woman from Sentimental Value in here. I love the Doctor Strange guy, Chiwetel Ejiofor. I don't know how you say the name. I butchered it. I probably butchered it. It's fine. And then we get the girl from Shrinking. So I just love this cast. A very minimal cast in there. And the way they play the structure of the backrooms. Okay, I'm sorry. It's a little freaky. If you haven't seen the shorts, the YouTube shorts, they're, again, they have these like random creatures throughout as they build the lore. And who knows, they might do more. And this is A24's biggest movie, and I'm really happy that they were able to do this with it. I mean, the accomplishment's unreal. Kane Parsons, and I just think about like, okay, A24, like, they're top notch at this point. It could have been Neon, it could have been anything else. It could have been Focus Features like the other horror film, but A24 crushed it with this adaptation, with the director. Kane Parsons needs to build up his resume, because that was amazing. Number 8, is Send Help. Here's the real Sam Raimi movie of the year. I find it hilarious that what are we doing? We have a Sam Raimi directed film with this. We have They Will Kill You that feels like Evil Dead, like shock value, right? Like with the corpses and like the kills and then just the bones coming back together. It feels like Evil Dead stuff. We have Lee Cronin's The Mummy, which Lee Cronin was a director of Evil Dead last year, or back in 23, the previous one. And then we get an actual Evil Dead film in July. So it's like, are we just merging? Is this just the year for like Sam Raimi, Evil Dead, everything this year? The Mummy was incredible. I almost had that on the list, but it didn't make it. Evil Dead was an honorable mention, or The Mummy was an honorable mention. Send Help. Again, Sam Raimi coming back to, I guess, his roots, but I never felt like he wasn't, I guess, at his roots in a way, because I like whoopsie, wrong one. I like Multiverse of Madness that had some great Sam Raimi moments in there. Directed by Sam Raimi. People are so mad. It's like, I didn't understand Multiverse of Madness. Right, because if you don't get Sam Raimi's vision, or because like Marvel interfered, I feel like it was Michael Waldron, Sam Raimi making a movie together, and that's what you got. Now, the first Doctor Strange was Scott Derrickson, which was really fantastic. And if you don't know, Scott Derrickson is also a horror director because he did Black Phone. Didn't know that watching the first, because the first Doctor Strange doesn't feel as horror-esque. But my God, knowing it's Scott Derrickson and then the second one is Sam Raimi is like even beautiful. So we get Send Help here, where Rachel McAdams, the employee, and her boss are on this flight to, I believe, a conference, but then they crash land on this island, and she has to help him on the island, and they're trying to find a way to survive. And yes, this trope has kind of been done before, but honestly, if you remember that movie Old that was on the island, this is like 10 times better, and I love Sam Raimi for doing this, using this I guess narrative plot structure, because Old, I love M. Night Shyamalan, the way he made there was no the way the twist happened at the end was so, I guess, contrived or not even well thought out, and the way Sam Raimi ends this movie is like, oh my gosh, the way they kill Dylan O'Brien's character is the best thing ever. It's not only shocking, the transition cut is freaking wild, and then the movie just not an abrupt ending, but the way the epilogue happens, I'm like, oh, okay, peace out, Rachel McAdams. I see you, girl. Like, you live your life. It's a great way to end the movie, and it's not like as many kills shock value as They Will Kill You, but there's like moments you're like, no, don't eat the bug, or like, oh my god. Well, I guess there's moments. It's not like killing people, but there's killing a boar. There's a boar scene. I guess another boar scene. I guess this and They Will Kill You really had something to say about each other. But man, Send Help is one, and funny enough, this one and the next one both January releases that I was not ready for. The Bone Temple comes in here at number 7, right? Is that 7? That's after 8? I've been blown away. After I saw The Bone Temple, I made a post here on my community tab saying, listen, if this is the year of films, I cannot wait for Doomsday. Because I just saw Supergirl 2 days ago before this. What a disappointment. But no matter the fact, Bone Temple really said, hey, we're in January, everybody. Come watch our movie. And I was like, oh, cool. I mean, I did. Because I liked the trailer. I liked the last movie. I liked it. And I was really disappointed with the fact that people walked out of 20 years later, were really upset. Then this movie made about this much money. Like, not this much money. It made money, but it didn't make as much money as what it should have done with the high critic score of 28 years later. But people were so angry with the way that movie ended. Like, okay, how's this movie gonna do? And then there were like rumors and such that we weren't gonna get the third outing for this final of the trilogy, 28 years trilogy, and that made me really upset. The way this movie ends, dude, it's a huge cliffhanger. Bringing Jim back, praying that in the house in a heartbeat song by John Murphy from 28 days later. That's, I think, it's not in years. It's in 28 days and 28 weeks, and I'm just like, oh, they did it! They brought it back! And I was in the theater, and I'm like jamming to it. I'm like, everybody next to me is like, what's going on here? I was like, get out, and it feels so good. So, 28 years later is the Bone Temple is fantastic. It's like, I was like, this is a great sequel. Like, it's tense. I think this is the most brutal, not Evil Dead, 28 years later film. I mean, the zombie stuff, and Ray Fiennes doing his song at the end, and I love what's his name, Jack O'Connell from Sinners. I mean, he just did Sinners. I think he was nominated. I'm pretty sure maybe he wasn't, but I like this movie's awesome. So, Bone Temple, you got to watch it. It's 28 years, 28 days, weeks, and years. Movies are amazing, and I say that, like, I didn't mind the ending of 28 years, the first one. So I think after watching this one, you'll understand. Oh, I get what they were going for, but the bookend, like, if they hadn't introduced Jimmy in the introduction of 28 years, and then the movie just ends with that, I'd be like, okay, what is this? But it made sense knowing that that's how the movie started. And then you get this movie. And I want to see the ending of that. Like, you get the ending of the Jimmies. And now we're going to get Jim. I think it's great that his name is Jim, though. And then you could finish that movie off like, what happened here? And what's her name? And, oh, it's so good. And I love Erin Kellyman in the movie. Her name's Kelly, I guess. Her name's not really Jimmy. It's just Kelly. So, anyway, I love this. That's number 7. Number 6 is Remarkably Bright Creatures. Now, it was hard to put this at this spot. I didn't know anything about this movie until I watched it with my parents on vacation, and I thought, hot diggity, this movie is something. It's narrated by an octopus voiced by Alfred Molina. It has Sally Field in it, and it has, oh my gosh, what's his face? I lost. But that's why we have this here. We have Lewis Pullman, the Void, the Sentry himself, Bob from Thunderbolts, Bob from Top Gun Maverick. What an incredible movie about, really, I just, family and life, because at the end of it, Lewis Pullman is trying to find a connection to his dad, and then realize, oh, I'm not your real dad, just, like, you're adopted or something. And then realizing that Sally Field's his grandma in the end, and Sally Field lost her son, and realizing that, wait a minute, it's all tied together, and I'm just like, what is happening? And this is based off of a novel, but watching this movie, it was quite moving, and seeing this movie was quite emotional. The Amazing Digital Circus, which I got emotional at for reasons, and then me getting emotional at Toy Story 5 because I'm like, wow, this is like so heartbreaking. I can't believe this. I mean, Remarkably Bright Creatures is one that you need to put on your radar. If you just don't watch a lot on Netflix, I recommend this. This is my Hitman. Hitman came out in like 2024, but this is that. This is a genuine surprise of the year. And I heard people talking about this. Came out on Mother's Day, and I was like, oh, okay, this is one of those like Hallmark movies. I disagree. I disagree. And the love connection that Lewis Pullman has throughout the movie, and I'm like, please get there, please get there. There's a moment where I'm like, oh, it's not going to happen, and then it happened. Like, it comes back, and I thank God, because if it didn't happen, I was gonna leave this movie like, I didn't like it, but I liked all of it. I loved all of it. So it comes into number 6 there. Number 5 is Hoppers. Would you have told me at the beginning, like last year? Again, I love Pixar. But would you have told me when Elio came out, hey, you're going to have 2 Pixar movies in your top 5 in 2025, the halfway, or 2026, halfway through? No. No, I would have called you crazy. But I do. I do. And that's where Hoppers is. Hoppers, how do I explain this? Is like, I really don't have no idea how to explain it. I mean, it's like it's like, I have no idea. It's like technology. But you know what I know my favorite part of this movie is? Is when they finally just come right out and say, hey man, you know the Pixar timeline theory? Yeah, that's all connected, brother. We got this Pixar, we got this chalkboard here, and we're gonna make like talking cars. We have Wall-E, we have Socks the cat, we have the dog collar from Up, and I'm just like, boom, done. Dang, ding, ding, ding. We did it. And there it is, Pixar timeline connected. But dude, I loved how this movie was connected with Mabel and her grandma. That was so emotional. I got emotional in the theater. Another emotional movie with the connection to nature and, you know, connecting with animals. And I got really emotional because Elio did none of that for me. And this movie really made me go, okay, yes, original Pixar, finally. And that, after seeing this, made me go, it's right the 10th spot for my 10 films of Pixar overall. So that's where I'm at. And I already made a Pixar tier list. I made a top 10. You can go watch my top 10 Pixar movies ranked and my new Pixar tier list that just came out last week. So be sure to check that out. Hoppers comes in at number 5. At number 4, man, this was a struggle because I really love this film going in. I was really excited for this film going in, and I love this coming out. And I had to show my friend Michael, and I did. And he was so confused, but I loved it. It's Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Directed by Gore Verbinski, who did the Pirates movies, the first 3 Pirates movies, what film am I trying to say? Rango, and The Lone Ranger. And he also did The Ring, which I forgot to tell my friend Alex. I was at dinner before we saw Supergirl. I forgot to tell him about The Ring, but he was like, I really like Lone Ranger. And I'm like, right? Like, I don't know why this movie's so shat on. Like, I don't know. It's fun. And the Hans Zimmer, William Tell Overture is amazing. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die is my love. It's like if Gore Verbinski wrote a script for an Edgar Wright movie or something or other, or Edgar Wright wrote a script for Gore Verbinski and said, here you go, and this is my sci-fi, this is everything I love with sci-fi, like a smidge of, like, it's like Terminator and, you know, sci-fi and like time travel and absurd bonkersness, end of the world apocalypse, just with like, there's like a goat, a cat centaur, spouting glitter, throwing up glitter, and it's crazy amazing. You have to be sane to watch it, I guess, so to speak. It's just crazy. It's nonsense, and I loved it. It's like it took Rick and Morty and made it into it. I mean, not really. But I'm like, oh my god, it's just what I love. And Sam Rockwell can do no wrong in this movie. I think he has a movie with John Malkovich coming out this year, and I'm like, that looks interesting. But this movie was something, and I just have to tell everyone about this. You know, I walked out of Disclosure Day going, I'm telling nobody about this, but I'm telling everyone about Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die is everything I love in sci-fi and a bunch of like movie genres like Terminator, time travel, all this stuff combined. It comes in at number 4. Number 3 is Toy Story 5. Listen, I'm a little bit biased, okay? the technology aspect, this movie, this year is floating with technology aspects. You got Hopper's technology to transport you. You got this movie with the technology and the iPad. You got Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. There's technology. You got Disclosure Day. What else has technology this year? I mean, there's other sci-fi movies. There's Project Hail Mary. Oh, I already spoiled myself on that one. All right. Toy Story 5. I got so emotional with the Pixar moment where Emily named her daughter Jessie after the toy. And there's all this sort of stuff that, there's nostalgia in there, I guess, but I got so emotional at this movie because I was like, I love Toy Story, and, I would love to see more. I don't care if they do more Shreks, they're doing more Shreks, I don't care, I don't know if I'm going to watch them. Inside Out, I have frustration towards because the soundtrack isn't the same as, like, the Michael Giacchino score from the first one, but man, I feel like the what's his name? Oh my gosh, what is his name? Randy Newman doing the score really puts emotional weight towards the film, and the way this movie goes with this, like the cyberbullying, the group chat, and all of it is just heartbreaking. And I'm like, yeah, this movie's right under 3, so it's 3. I didn't make a video ranking that I did my Pixar tier list. It's 3, 5, 2, 1, 4, and then Lightyear. But that's my Toy Story ranking, and this movie made me so emotional, and I put it at number 3 above Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. We got the 2 Pixar movies out this year in my top 5 right now. I'm gonna have a tough time at the end of the year making my top 10 because Toy Story 5, I want to keep it in the list. Hoppers won't be in the list, I can tell you that much. But both of them were so emotional this year. I'm very happy for Pixar currently, and for the future of Pixar with next year's movie Gato, not an imaginary cat, a musical cat that takes place in Venice, Italy. I'm gonna love that. So that's where Toy Story 5 ends up, number 3. Number 2 is Obsession. Oh my gosh, both of these films at my top 2, I was like, I have no idea what to do. But then my friend was like, you got to change it. Now, he wasn't telling me what to do, but I was talking about it with him. I'm like, yeah, I think you're right. My horror love, I love horror movies. And this one I really vibe with all the way through. The horror romance here is amazing. And like I was talking about with Backrooms, the fact that we have this Curry Barker, 26 years old, making this, his actual film debut in theaters. He's done some like hour-long horror shorts, but I was like blown away by this. I heard about this back last September when people were talking about it at a film festival, not a fan festival. Fans talking about it at a film festival. And I was like, oh, okay. Just some snippets, just some things like, it's really good, it's really good, it's really good. Like, okay, cool, yeah, I'll put on radar. The first teaser comes out about about him snapping the wish box. I'm like, that's interesting. Going into it, I was like, it's like The Substance, but Tom Hanks is big, and that's how we'll tell everyone about this movie. Except there's no like big creature at the end, but it's like The Substance. Like, how do you get out of this thing? Like, oh, you're trying to work this out, and then like, I don't know, and then the movie just has an ending where the main character is going to kill himself, and then the struggle with that at the end, and then the way they get out of the wish. And Indy, the girl Indy, she has to be nominated for this role because the way she like wakes up from the spell, like the wish, is like, what happened? And the movie just ends like the credits on the TV, almost like The Ring, like it's static, or like The Exorcist or Poltergeist. I mean, something like that. It's just wildly insane journey of a horror film with this like freaky, not only, no pun intended, freaky Nicky romance, but the way the movie ends, how is this going to end? And then it's just amazing. It's just fantastic. And comes out on digital this week, so I plan to watch it again for the second time. Now, I haven't seen it again since I saw it in theaters, and I'm dying to see this thing again. But Obsession comes in at number 2. And my number 1, because this could have been, either one of these could have been number 1, but my number 1 is the sci-fi. Again, I talk about sci-fi with Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, but this is Project Hail Mary. This was my most anticipated film of the year, and it sits at my number 1 right now. Dune Part 3 is going to have the most tough challenge for me to put this. I tell you what, dude, when Dune 3 comes out, that's probably going to be number 1, and this will probably be number 2. But I am so happy right now that this film achieved the level. Because if this film was a disappointment, I just remember, holy nuts, I just remember last year, Mickey 17 came out. And I think that was like my number 1 or my number 2, or even my number 3, like most anticipated film for that year, last year. And that film came out in March, and I was like, okay, yeah, March. It's like a good month for like spring break movies and people to go see movie, like, you know, starts picking up in the springtime, right? That movie made doo-doo amounts of money. And I was like so sad because it felt like a cool sci-fi romp, kind of like Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, or Project Hail Mary, you know. And these different people, different, what's it called? Iterations, I guess, so to speak, of Robert Pattinson, and I was like, I like the cast, and it just made doo-doo. And Project Hail Mary has succeeded in all the right ways. Chris Lord and Phil Miller, is that her name? Phil Lord and Chris Miller, got it mixed up. Whoopsie. Lord and Miller directing, Ryan Gosling in the starring role, him and Rocky, the pairing. It's like, if you could tell me that there was going to be another movie that, you know, Mandalorian and Grogu, two cute buddies in space, oh my god, I would have 2 nickels. Be rich. But there's that. Daniel Pemberton composing. We got 3 Daniel Pemberton scores with that, with Project Hail Mary, the drama, Masters of the Universe, all kicking it. Project Hail Mary, Daniel Pemberton composing. Andy Weir from the book, and the writer from The Martian of this. The book is from The Martian. I'm trying to think here. Let's see who we got here. Crew. Ryan Gosling, producer. Amy Pascal, Christopher Littleman, Andy Weir, producer, who I think did the book. Drew Goddard is a writer. And it's so good. It's so good. And I don't want to say it's so good because that's not a reason, but like, unlike Mickey 17, it's just like, it pays off. Like, I never read the book. I think some people were upset, but the way the movie flows, feels similar to Molly's Game in a way. Like, you're going through these different structures. I'm trying to follow along, but the movie takes you on a journey that is like no other. It's quotable, it's visually gorgeous, and the acting is great as well with, I forget her name, but she's in another movie this year, either this year or next year, Sandra Haller. I forget what movie she's in. Oh, she's in Digger, that's right. She's in Digger with Tom Cruise, and I'm like, I can't wait to see her in that. But again, I'm just like, the woman who brings Ryan Gosling along on this journey, and it's just crazy. I saw the trailers, and I was like, okay, please, Lord and Miller, don't let me down. And they did not let me down. And I cannot wait after this. I know they never really directed the Spider-Verse movies, but they're heavily involved. I can't wait to see how they pay the Spider-Verse trilogy off. After this, I feel like they can do no wrong. And you know what else I'm going to say? It's a brief side tangent, but after this movie, after this duo, I feel like they're going to pay off the Spider-Verse trilogy in a great way. I feel like the Russo brothers are going to nail it with Doomsday. I know that means nothing to Project Hail Mary, and I know that means nothing to Lord and Miller. But I'm just saying, for another Marvel duo, I think they can nail it. So I really am excited to see, hopefully, the rest of the films this year. Spider-Man, Doomsday, Dune, Forgotten Island, Wildwood, Disney movie Hexed, we got Digger, we got, I don't know, The End of Oak Street, The Great Beyond, comment. So let me know what you're excited for. Let me know what you thought of my top 10 list halfway through the year. Did you agree with my movie ranking here? Did you not agree with it? Let me know in the comments below. I hope to see you guys next time for whatever it is that I come out with. Could be a vlog, could be a review, could be a tier list, could be an interview, could be anything at all. Let me know what you're excited for, and what else? I don't know. I'm rambling, and I could talk about this for hours. That was a great movie list. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. You can leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm, watch the screen. Peace out, everyone. Bye.